Elemental Energy was released November 16th, 2005. This set introduced the Dark World monsters, a series of Fiend-type Dark Attribute monsters that like being discarded out of the hand. So we'll take you down the card by card. There's not a lot of amazing cards in this set outside of the Dark Worlds, but I will cover what we do have. A Hydrogeddon is a staple of aggressive decks at this time of the game. It's a 1600 attack monster that when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to special summon another copy of it from your deck. Now, this could very well see play, at least in the short term, and it may see play again later once we have access to Xyz monsters. And now some of the Dark Worlds. All the Dark Worlds are pretty good in their own right. A Beige will special summon itself from the graveyard. A Scar is the archetype tutor. A Dark World Lightning is a very unusual removal spell. Most removal spells of this variety require you to discard a card as a cost. This one discards as part of the effect, which is very important because if you discard a Dark World as a cost, it will not be special summoned. So Dark World Lightning lets you discard a card after you resolve it, so you can trigger your Dark Worlds, but the main effect is to destroy any set card on the field. A level modulation will cheat out any level monster you would like, regardless of its summoning conditions, but your opponent does get to draw 2 cards. A Gateway to Dark World is Monster Reborn for Dark Worlds. A Dark Deal is a very interesting negate. Whenever your opponent activates a normal spell card, you can chain this to it by paying 1000 life points, and it will change the effect of that normal spell card to your opponent discards 1 random card. And the rest of these cards are really not worth talking about. We do have some noteworthy cards at the rare slot though, mostly Dark Worlds. We're going to be looking for pretty much all of the rare Dark Worlds in playsets. A Brow will let you draw a card when it's discarded. If your opponent discards it, you draw 2 cards. A Brawn, whenever it connects, allows you to discard a card. A Silva is probably the best Dark World that we'll have easy access to because it is only a rare. Silva is a 2300 body, I believe. I can check on that. It's a 2300 body that when it is discarded, it is special summoned. If it is discarded by your opponent's card effect, then you get to put 2 cards from their hand on the bottom of their deck. This will be a staple in Dark World decks. At Super Rare, we do have a couple of noteworthy cards. We have Elemental Hero Blade Edge, which is a 2 tribute 2600 Piercer. There are 2 other noteworthy Super Rares, rather. One is Gold, which is the boss monster of the Dark World archetype. It is another 2300 body that if it's discarded from your hand, you can special summon it. But if it's discarded by your opponent's card effect, you get to target 2 cards on the field and destroy them. And then the big card that we're going to be looking for is Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice requires you to have 5 monsters in your graveyard. If they are all there when Pot of Avarice resolves, you shuffle them into your deck and then draw 2 cards. And all 4 of the ultra rares are Elemental Hero fusions that unfortunately are not very good. However, this is not the only set that we have to talk about. Dark Revelation 2 was released on October 20th, 2005, and reprints most of the rest of the cards from Legacy of Darkness to Ancient Sanctuary. And there are few noteworthy cards that are getting reprinted here that we won't have access to later. I actually find the timing of this very interesting for Progression series specifically. The reason why is because Invasion of Chaos is actually still on the prize wheel. This is the last chance that we will have for it. There's not a ton of super crazy downshifts here. There are a few, but not too many of them. Most of the cards are printed at their original rarity, but this will be another chance to pick up some commons that we didn't get before. One of the commons I have my eye on is Terror King Salmon to give a boost to that normal water deck. I still haven't forgotten about it. Enraged Battle Ox got downgraded to common, and we did not get any of these in Invasion of Chaos, so that would be a nice pickup. Manju is here if you didn't get it. Another copy of Smashing Ground would be nice. Some of the agents like Mars, and I believe Sanctuary in the Sky is a common as well. Yes, it is. So depending on if we can snag that, agents might actually be something that we can consider. Solar Flare Dragon is something else that would be very nice to pick up. We did not grab those before. Wall of Revealing Light, I'm not sure if we got either. I would have to see how many copies of that we have, although that does stay limited for a while. But there aren't too terribly many commons, so it'll be a decision on whether I win or lose. If I win, I think I'm going to open 3 packs of this and spin for my second. There are some rares rares that I do want out of this set. We did not get Berserk Gorilla, we did not get Mataza. Another copy of Amphibious Boogroth Mark III would be nice for that deck as well. We didn't get Mermaid Knight either. Mermaid Knight was a common in Ancient Sanctuary, and we did not get this card. But most of the real prizes are at high rarity, which is unfortunate. Dimension Fusion is a super rare. It is 20 cards that we can pull from out of the super rare pool, so it will still be very difficult to get. And this is also our last chance at Dimension Fusion. Once Invasion of Chaos is gone, the only way to get it will be through this set. This card, Dimension Fusion, is never reprinted again. And this card is completely broken. If it gets out of hand, it probably will be banned, but it would be very powerful to have for some archetypes later on. Enemy Controller at Super Rare would be another nice pickup, but boy, the Ultra Rare slot is feast or famine. You have Strike Ninja, which is a good card. BLS Set and DMOC are all insane. But you also have cards like Black Tyranno, Insect Princess, Invader of Darkness, Archlord Zerato, Mazera Deville, Spirit of the Pharaoh, Dark Magic Attack, and the End of Anubis that are just all not good. The end of Anubis is good. It's not good for me because I have 3 copies from Ancient Sanctuary. I still can't believe I opened triple of a Secret Rare. But I really don't know how much of this set I'm going to want to open. And with the release of Dark Revelation 2 came the October 2005 Forbidden and Limited list, known better nowadays as the list for Reaper format. This set introduced some pretty sweeping changes. BLS, Sinister Serpent, Tribe Infecting Virus, Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction, and the Trinity were now all banned. But these limits are really what affects the Progression series a ton. A Magician of Faith is now 1 copy. Night Assailant, 1 copy. Tsukiyomi, 1 copy. Book of Moon, 1 copy. Limiter Removal, 1 copy. This really hurts my machine deck a lot, and I might be inclined to play something else. Unfortunately, it wasn't Ancient Gear Golem is the reason why Limiter Removal got hit. It was Cyber Dragon, which we did not get a copy of. Metamorphosis to 1, and then some Unlimits being not relevant for our series, but we will see what we can do with this new list. There are going to be a lot of changes fundamentally to the way we will build decks. Alright, 24 packs of Elemental Energy. Not super excited for this set. There's not a lot of great cards in the set. All I will be happy with is if I can just get a Pot of Avarice. Walk away with a Pot of Avarice, I will be happy. And let's get started with our first pack. We got a Dark World Lightning, and we did get a beige, but that's about it. Dark World Lightning is probably the best card in this pack. Another copy of Dark World Lightning and another copy of beige, and that's also our first Hydrogeddon. To really make Hydrogeddon work, we want 3. And there's our first Silva, and we also got Scar. I really would like to have 1 copy of gold to play Dark Worlds, but if we can get a playset of the good rares, we may be able to make some kind of Dark World strategy work. And nothing else super good in this pack. And there's a Brawn. That's one of the pieces to this Dark World deck. It does require a lot of rares, but we can make that work. We just need more of these to pop up. And there is an ultra rare. Unfortunately, none of the ultra rares in this set are particularly good. It is Elemental Hero Wild Edge. If we can pick up some polymerizations from a Duelist Pack Jaded Yuki, which we get access to in the next set, then we may be able to make some kind of hero deck work, but unfortunately we just do not have the fusion cards. We do have a lot of the Elemental Hero fusions, but just we don't have polymerization. Polymerization specifically is really important. If we can pick some of those up, we might have to consider changing gears towards elemental heroes and perhaps seeing if we can get some miracle fusions off of the wheel. Another common I did not talk about in the pack description that I should have is Elemental Hero Wildheart. While it doesn't have a terribly impressive body, it is tutorable by Sangan. It is an elemental hero, and it is not affected by trap cards. This has some interesting properties when combined with certain cards such as Gravity Bind. That is also our first copy of Dark Deal, which is vital for the Dark World deck to be able to turn on a lot of the larger Dark World monsters' secondary effects. There's another copy of Silva and our playset of Dark World Lightning. Just need a few more cards in the rare slot, and this Dark World deck is actually looking pretty solid. And there is another Silva. That is our playset of Silva. We also got a Scar out of this pack. So Dark World's looking a lot better. I would like to see some more rares, such as more copies of Brow and Brawn. But so far, with being just a little bit under halfway through the box, we're in pretty good shape. And there is an Elemental Hero Tempest getting all of the Elemental Hero fusions. We just don't have polymerization to work with. And we actually have the materials to make this. That's also our first copy of Gateway to Dark World, which is something that we want 3 of to play the Dark World deck. But Elemental Hero Tempest, that's quite a card if we can actually make it. And there's a Brow. Keep those Dark Worlds coming. We may be able to make a Dark World deck work. We're missing, I would say if we can get one more copy of Brawn and one more copy of Brow, we can probably play Dark Worlds. And I believe that finishes our playset of Elemental Hero Wildheart. Nothing else special here. Another Gateway, that's our second Gateway. We really would like one more. Of note, Gateway is also a quick play. And that finishes our playset of Hydrogeddon. Have not seen, I don't believe, a single super rare in this entire box, which is quite unusual. We have seen both of our ultra rares. We don't really care too much about the ultras because they're Elemental Hero fusions, but we'll take what we get. And there's our third Gateway. And there's a Brawn. Brawn is another key card. It's not quite as good as Brow, but we do still need at least 2 copies to play the deck. And we got Pot of Avarice! Oh, yeah, that is the one super rare that I wanted to see. Pot of Avarice is fantastic. Easily the best card in the set. If we were to hit one super rare, that is the one super rare that I wanted to see. Amazing card, and we'll see play for a very long time in the Progression series. And there's our third copy of Dark Deal. So I don't think we're going to be maining 3 of them, but the card is still quite good. Alright, so coming up on our last couple packs, pretty happy we got the Pot of Avarice. The Elemental Hero fusions or whatever. I would like to see one more Brow in the close. And we got it! We also got a super rare Water Dragon, which isn't going to be played. It is a bomb if you can make it, but it's very, very difficult to make, because you need 2 copies of Hydrogeddon, 1 copy of Oxygeddon, and Bonding H2O, but it is a 2800 beater. Just still not worth the hoops you have to jump through to be able to make it, but we did get that second copy of Brow. One more copy of Brow or Brawn in the close would be fantastic, and for our last pack, nothing special it looks like, but I am pretty happy with this opening. We got the Pot of Avarice, we got a good Dark World core. I will need to take a look at the list itself to see what I can do about it, but we may be brewing up some Dark Worlds. I will see all of you after Deck Edit. Alright, so this is the deck that we're bringing to today's duel. Not unexpected after those pulls, we're rocking the Dark Worlds. We got just about everything we wanted except for gold, and gold is a super rare, so it couldn't be expected, but I'll take you down the card by card. 3 beige, 1600 beater. If it's discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it. 2 copies of Brow to draw cards, 2 copies of Brawn as an enabler, 1 copy of Dark Necrofear. You might remember this from when I played Archfiends. All of the Dark World monsters are fiends, so we should have no difficulty enabling this. 1 Magician of Faith, because we're only allowed 1. 1 Sandgin, because it finds all kinds of things. 3 copies of Scar, that will tutor out all of the good Dark Worlds except for Silva, which we do need to naturally draw. 3 copies of Silva. This is our primary win condition. This can take out a lot of cards in our opponent's hand if we are able to special summon it off of a Dark Deal, or if in game 1 we do see our opponent on cards that do discard, but I don't think we're going to see that, especially not after game 1. 1 copy of Spirit Reaper for defense, 1 copy of Vampire Lord. I believe this is the first time that I have put Vampire Lord in a deck. I may have put it in one previous deck, but this is a card I overlooked in deck building. We opened this back in Dark Crisis. This will be able to take out cards from our opponent's deck of a particular type we don't like. Most of the time it will be monsters, just to reduce our opponent's monster count, and this cannot be dealt with removal. It must be beaten over. 1 Witch of the Black Forest, 1 Zabord the Thunder Monarch. This is a secondary win condition and serves as a piece of removal, and that's for our monsters. This does look a little bit bricky with 5 tribute monsters, but given how many special summons we have, I don't think this is going to be an issue. Onto the spells. 1 Book of Moon, because we're only allowed 1. 1 Change of Heart, 1 Dark Hole, triple Dark World Lightning. A lot of discard cards costs have come out of this deck, specifically Phoenix Wing Windblast and Lightning Vortex, to make room for 3 Dark World Lightning. This will destroy set cards, and then if it resolves, you get to discard a card. Of note, you do not get to discard a card if you use this targeting a back row and their back row gets chained. 1 copy of Delinquent Duo, 3 copies of Gateway to Dark World. This is Monster Reborn, 4 Dark Worlds, but it is best to be played off turn because it does not let you summon the turn that you play it. And then 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Pot of Greed, 1 Raigeki, and 1 Snatch Steel. Rounding out the spells, just a few traps in this deck, 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Call of the Haunted, 2 copies of Dark Deal. This is a negate that turns on the secondary effects of cards like Silva and Brow. So we will play this at 2 copies, 1 copy of Mirror Force and 1 copy of Solemn Judgment rounding out the main deck. For the side deck, 1 copy of Jinzo for trap cards, 2 copies of Haiku for chaos monsters, 1 Confiscation if we're going first, Giant Trunade for back row, Lightning Vortex for swarms, 2 copies of My Body as a Shield. If our opponent is very heavy removal, we will bring these in. 2 Smashing Ground. These will be cut out for Dark World Lightning, depending on how that card works, but I expect Dark World Lightning to be very powerful in this deck. 1 copy of Swords of Revealing Light in case we're control, 1 Barrel Behind the Door, 2 Phoenix Wing Windblast, and 1 Skill Drain, and the extra does not matter. I'm pretty excited to take these Dark Worlds for a spin, and we might be able to play them in the future if they do well. It's time to get your game on! Alright, so another low power set, but it does have some interesting archetypes at low rarity, so we shall see where this goes. And this is our last chance to get Dark Beginning 1 packs, so hopefully you're good to duel well and have a good shot at getting those for your sake. But I am ready to go. Let's get this on the road. You and your wimpy paper strats. I will take the play. Good luck, duelist. Alright, draw for turn. Stand by main. I'm going to activate Pot of Greed. Draw a couple cards. Then I am going to set a monster, and then set 2 back row. And I will end my turn. Draw for turn, stand by main. I am going to activate Dark World Lightning, targeting your set. You'll get a Sandgen effect. I will finish resolving this. I will discard Brow effect. And then I'll draw my card because both of our effects are mandatory. So I draw my card. Then I am going to Tribute Beige for a card I don't believe you've seen yet. I will play Vampire Lord. All right, let's proceed to the battle phase. 2K? You will send 1 monster card to your graveyard, please. Still on this, huh? Okay. After combat, I will set a card and end my turn. No! Not allowed! Please get that out of here. Please get that out of here. At your end step, I am going to activate Gateway. Target Beige. Draw for turn, stand by main. Well, now that I'm pretty sure you're not on Dark Worlds, I can pretty safely activate Delinquent Duo here. That one. Okay, still on Grand Maju. Got it. Let's proceed to the battle phase, and I will swing Beige into your set. You have a Shining Angel. Shining Angel effect. Alright. Vampire Lord into Shining Angel. Please send one magic card from your deck to the graveyard. Or spell card, we're in GX now. That'll do. That's a 800 Grand Maju? Oh, that's fine. You have a soul release or something? Oh, Econ. Sure, he's yours. Alright, I will take 4. And what would you like me to send? Okay. I will send this. I would like my Vampire Lord back, please. Thank you. Draw for turn, stand by main. Let's just proceed to the battle phase and hit over this UFO-roid. UFO-roid effect. Just infinite recruiters, got it. Set a monster. Pass the turn. It's beige. Draw for turn, stand by main. Proceed to battle phase, I will attack into the UFO turtle. We're both mandatory effects, so I'm Chainlink 1, you're Chainlink 2. Spell card, please. Alright. Set 1. Compulse my Vampire Lord. That's pretty good. Greed is fine. I'm not happy about it, but greed is fine. Chaos Sorcerer, huh? Okay, now I see. I get it. So the wild cards you must have taken must have been BLS instead. Got it. That makes sense, though. Well, before we get anywhere, I'm just gonna Book of Moon this BLS now, so I don't die. 14 in. I go to 12. Wait, you pulled that and you haven't been using it? Hello? Anyway, draw for turn, stand by main. I'm going to play this Raigeki that I've been holding on to since the beginning of the game. Oh, that makes sense, actually. That makes sense, because I would have banned that pretty quickly. Call of the Haunted for beige. Sack for Vampire Lord. This is a hard decision. I get the feeling you have Magic Cylinder set, so I'm gonna Dark World Lightning this set. Okay. Battle phase. 2K, show me the cylinder. Yep, I hit the wrong one. I figured you had cylinder set, I just was on the wrong side of the 50-50. Yep. Okay, I have to do something about this. Alright, I'll take the play. Good luck. Alright, draw for turn. Stand by main. I will set some cards. Go. I'm gonna bottomless the breaker, since I'm gonna lose it anyway. Oh, painful choice. You must have gotten this out of Dark Beginning 1. Unfortunately, that will resolve. I'm gonna just give you Kisatai. I don't like it, but I'm gonna give you Kisatai. Yeah, I figured this was coming. Yeah, not a lot I can do about it. You get Scar. Scar is going to get Brawn here. Alright, draw for turn, stand by main. I really don't want to play all this stuff this turn, but I really don't have a way to cleanly out the Chaos Sorcerer, unfortunately. But I am going to go ahead and duo. Can't get that one. That one. Alright. I really don't want to use this as a 1-for-1, but I need to get the Chaos Sorcerer off the board because I don't have a way to cleanly out it. I'm going to go ahead and normal Kaiku here. Proceed to the battle phase, hit you for 18, and I'm going to start getting rid of some of this fuel. Pass! Draw for turn, stand by main. Normal summon Brawn here. Bottomless, you got it. Battle phase. Is this the Kisatai? No, it's Ma. For more fuel, huh? That's kind of irritating. Pass! Yep. It's what it does. 5 answers for Kaiku, huh? I'm just gonna go ahead and give you Compulse. I figured it was just 5 answers for Kaiku. Oh, you have a Bazoo, too. That's kind of cool. You have plenty of fuel for it. Everything, huh? Got it. I'll take 7. End step, I'm in a Gateway. For Scar. Draw for turn, stand by main. Pass the turn. Sure. Scar effect. I will get Brow. Draw for turn, stand by main. Activate Dark World Lightning, target your new set. Alright, I will discard this Brow. Brow effect, draw. Set a monster, set a back row, pass. It's Witch. Witch effect. What do I want with Witch? I'll get Vampire Lord. Draw for turn, stand by main. You did not activate the Bazoo last turn, correct? I'll Change of Heart your set. What is that? UFO Turtle? Okay. I'm just gonna sack this for a Vampire Lord. Oh, you had another Compulse. Sure. I think I can still resummon it, though. Not this turn. I'm at 63. What do you have in your bin? Thinking. 1 card in hand? Yeah, I think I have to, as much as I don't like doing this. I'm gonna call the Haunted for Kaiku. Battle phase, attack Bazoo. I'm gonna just kill some of your fuel. Then after combat, I'll set 1. Pass. Draw for turn, stand by main. I'll go ahead and sack this Kaiku off for Vampire Lord. Battle phase hit. Is this the Kisatai? That is the Kisatai. Okay, sure. After combat, I will set 1 card, and I will end my turn. Alright, draw for turn, stand by, you will gain 1,000 life points. Main, I will activate Pot of Greed. Draw a couple. I'm gonna normal Sangan here. Battle phase, attack into your set. Another Kisatai. That's irritating. 1,000. Pass. Alright. Draw for turn. Stand by, you're going to gain 2,000 life points. Main. I'm going to normal summon Brawn here. Battle phase, 2k. Dimension Wall, huh? I will take the 2,000. Alright. Brawn. Brawn effect, I will discard Beige. Beige will be special summoned. Beige. And Sangan. Then I will pass the turn and you will gain 2k. Or you don't gain 2k yet. You gain 2k on my standby, that's right. Swords of Revealing Light. I am going to chain Dark Deal. So, Dark Deal resolves. I will discard a random card from my hand. It is Silva, which gets discarded, and then it gets special summoned. Unfortunately, because you have exactly 1 card in your hand, I'm not able to resolve the Silva effect. Yep, Dark Deal is a card. Alright, game 3. Making me go first. Okay. Draw for turn. Stand by main. I am just going to set some cards. Go. UFO Turtle's good. 1400 in. Alright. Draw for turn, stand by main. I am going to activate Dark World Lightning, targeting your back row. I will discard Silva. Silva will be special summoned. I gotta do math. Do I do it? I think I do it. If this actually wins me the game, I'm gonna be so floored. I'm gonna Snatch Steal your UFO Turtle. I am going to normal summon Brawn. Battle phase. 23. 18. Brawn effect. Discard Silva. Special Silva. 23. And 14. After combat, I'm going to Giant Trunade my Snatch Steal back, so you can have this UFO Turtle back. Go! Yep, and that's the punish. Like, board wipe was just the punish. Do you want to rewind that? We can go back to your main phase 1 if you want, but it's probably not a good idea. Ooh, that's a big punish too. Draw for turn, stand by main, set a back row, pass. 1 turn on swords. That's a Shining Angel, you got it. 14 in. Draw for turn, stand by main. Set 1, go. 2 turns on swords. Sidra, huh? You have a Sacred Phoenix? Wow, that's a card. I'm gonna Gateway. This is too much damage to take. I'm gonna Gateway for Silva here. You have 1 more turn on swords, which is unfortunate. Draw for turn, stand by main. Pass. Swords expires. Is this Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys? Well then. Sure, you have a Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys. 100. Alright, draw for turn, stand by main. This card you have better be really good, because if it's not, I think I have the game. We're gonna go banish, banish, banish. For Dark Necrofear. And I do still have the Snatch Steal as well. Sure, Judgment resolves. Yeah, so it was just that big push at the beginning. Like, Dark Worlds are crazy, dude. I got a really crazy Dark World package. I basically got 3 of every Dark World card except Brow and Brawn, and I got 2. But, like, my god, that first turn was insane. But I have 2 Brawn, 2 Brow, and 3 of everything else that's not hollow. I don't think I got anything, like, super amazing out of Elemental Energy. I'm not playing it in this deck because it's not good, but I did get an Avarice. Yeah, Avarice is, like, the only super good card in this set. Your deck is really scary, dude. That was good stuff. Like, between BLS, Sed, and... That was definitely a much scarier match, and the decks are starting to get really explosive. Like, oh, my set was a Judgment as well, but I didn't actually need it. If you had Judgment for whatever I played, which in that case was Snatch Steal on Phoenix, then Dark Necrofear into Sidra just kills you. If I had a different monster in my opening hand, I could have actually OTK'd you on that turn. Yeah, Giant Trunade returning the Snatch Steal was very key in that game. I was thinking about just leaving the Snatch Steal on the table, but having that in the bank and knowing you have to play around that for the rest of the game was, I think that was the play that really just sealed the game. But your deck is really good, and it's something that's going to be just tough to continue beating, especially with this Dark World strategy. But we're going to head over to the prize wheel and see what we get, because there's a lot of really good stuff in there. The tournament this time around is pretty nuts. So off of his super prize wheel, board 5555 spun ban 1 card, and he has chosen to ban Snatch Steal. I do not blame him at all. This card is completely bonkers, and I am honestly okay with this. That card single-handedly won me the last game. I'm sure there's a pretty long list of cards he's looking to ban, but we will see what we wind up with this time. So this week, even though we have Dark Revelation 2, I'm not actually inclined to take any packs from it because there's not a lot of low rarity stuff that I want out of this set. If I get it on the wheel, I'll take it, but I actually kind of have my eyes on the tournament packs. So Tournament Pack 7 is on the wheel this time, and that set has a lot of really crazy commons in it and some pretty powerful cards at rare as well. I believe it has Scapegoat and Last Will. So I'm kind of gunning for the tournament packs. We'll see what we have, give this a nice good spin. And I'll be happy with a lot of stuff on the wheel, but we'll see what we wind up with. And it's looking like we're going to get those tournament packs. And that is exactly what we got, so we will head over and open some tournament packs. Alright, 3 packs of Tournament Pack 7. This has a lot of just banger cards that I would love to add to the collection. We do get 3 packs of it. Let's see what we wind up with, and our first pack has... Breaker the Magical Warrior! Wow! Is that a C moment or what? That's a super rare, so that was definitely not expected at all. But we got Breaker the Magical Warrior. That is a card and a half and will be in our deck for the rest of the progression series. Skilled White Magician isn't terrible either. It's got a nice body and can work with some kind of spell counter strategy later. But Breaker the Magical Warrior, that's a thing that is going to be in our deck. Alright, so moving on to our second pack of Tournament Pack 7. And that has another skilled Dark Magician. We don't have a Dark Magician. We do have a couple of opportunities to pick one up a bit later. So if we can get a Dark Magician in the future, that will be an interesting strategy as well. And we also got Wall of Illusion, which I might actually play in some of my Fiend-based decks. And now for our third and final pack. An Amazona Swordswoman. That's a really nice pull, actually, because we do have that Amazonas package, and one of the cards that we were really missing to make the Amazonas deck work was Swordswoman. And we have almost everything else for that deck. So these were just absolutely fantastic tournament packs. Even though we didn't get Last Will or Scapegoat, I'm super happy. And that was just our first spin. We have a whole nother spin, too. I wouldn't mind more tournament packs. There's some other stuff I would not mind seeing on the wheel, but let's see if we can get more of what we're looking for. Might actually get more tournament packs. Come on, come over there, get to those tournament packs. Unfortunately, we just get 6 more packs of the current set. And Elemental Energy is not a very good set to open this in, but I will go ahead and take 6 more packs of this set. Maybe we'll get another pot of Avarice, maybe we'll get a gold. Gold is probably the best thing I can open at this point, given my current pool. So we'll go ahead and crack open 6 more packs of Elemental Energy, see what we wind up with. We got another Brow, so that will give us our playset of Brow. Everything else we already have at playset, so we'll move on to our second bonus pack. Level Limit Area A is not a great card, and the rest of the stuff we do have playsets of. We did get playsets of almost all of the commons, as is to be expected in a set so small, so we're mostly looking at picking up another copy of Brawn, which is the main enabler. And we got an ultimate rare B to Z, something that we're not ever going to use. And we did get King's Knight as well, so now we have the full set of Jacks, Queens, and Kings. Like, we will use those unless we somehow get access to Arcana Knight Joker. So that's the first half of our packs done. Second half gives us nothing special. Infernal Incinerator is a common we did not actually have a set of, so now we do have those. Just 2 packs to go. Nothing there. And for our very last pack, something nice in the close would be good. We got... I think, is that a Brawn? That's our third Brawn! We have a constructed Dark World deck minus gold. This is pretty crazy because Dark World was meta at this time, and now we have a playset of all of the important parts. We might actually wind up playing Dark Worlds for quite some time, just because Brawn into Silva makes this deck super duper explosive. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Series. Up next is Shadow of Infinity, which has Treeborn Frog and the Sacred Beasts, among other things. But we'll talk about that next time. Until then, see you around.